7:54 from Fox News. Sean Tuma on the line right now. A Romanian hacker. You saw this story last week. This hacker who's in jail is claiming that he breached Clinton's server, Hillary Clinton's server. You know, the home server that she set up, and it was easy. Sean, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning.
What do we know about this in terms of facts that come out of this?
Well, the facts that we know are that this hacker was originally the person who found evidence of Hillary's private server through the emails of Sidney Blumenthal, who he had accessed, and that he was in a Romanian prison, and that on March 31st, 2016, he was extradited to the U.S. That's the facts that we know. And then he has allegations that he's made claiming to have accessed Hillary's server, and he's described how he's done that.
So, I listen, I'm not a big Hillary fan. But in fairness, I mean, and they're saying this, there's no, this is ridiculous, you're listening to a criminal. There's no, what is the evidence other than this guy in jail saying that this is what he did?
Well, the evidence, it's not unusual in cases like this where you have a hacker, unauthorized access of a server, to not have evidence, to not have logs that show that
that's not the point I'm making is, what is the evidence? I mean, forget that, you have these hackers who say, well, I did this, but, I can't prove it. You're talking about a presidential campaign here, and to me, there's no evidence at all other than taking the word for a guy who's sitting in prison.
Oh, you're right. I mean, right now, as far as what the public knows, we do not have any hard evidence to show that this guy did what he said.
And I had somebody reach out to me on Friday. They're very upset that NBC had this story and sat on it for a year, and Fox News broke the story. And NBC says, yeah, we sat on the story because there was no evidence. And here you are in a presidential campaign. I just think and on all sides, there's too much to me in a campaign that is just thrown out here, and not just on Hillary, but all of these campaigns. Look at the stuff. I mean, it was Donald Trump complaining just recently that Ted Cruz's father played a role in, what was it, the Holocaust? Or no, the shooting of Kennedy.
Kennedy, yeah.
I mean, we just throw these things out like they're real. I'm not sure that's good for us.
Well, I mean, when you're looking at hard evidence, you're exactly right. You've got his word against hers.
Yeah.
At least what we know.
Ultimately, though, let's say, as long as it's out there, if he did hack in and he said it was easy, that's a problem, right?
Yes, that is a problem.
And what do you think, what is he saying that he found? Is there anything that he says that he found on the server?
Well, he says he found. He says he found information and communications, some of which he described as being so hot that he deleted it, which I do find a little difficult to believe. Yeah. I don't think these guys delete anything.
Yeah. Wouldn't you? Because if I'm a hacker and I find something hot, I'm going to hit Control P.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you think? I mean, aren't you going to save something and be like, hey, I think I've got something here? All right. I'm just playing with you a little bit, but I do wonder at what point do we look at things and say, well, there's really no evidence here. Maybe we shouldn't run it. And, otherwise we all become the Inquirer, which is where Trump, by the way, got the story about Ted Cruz's father behind the killing of JFK. Crazy.
As an attorney, we're not much different. Many times we're in the same position.
Right. You got to do what you got to do.
Exactly.
Interesting. All right. Well, thanks for your time, Sean. We appreciate it. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You understand, I'm not defending Hillary by any means. I just wonder, at what point has the media become, this is Christine's big argument every day, at what point has the media become the Enquirer? Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, we can't prove this. We've got one guy, one source saying, and oh, by the way, he's sitting in prison, one source saying, this is what I got, and oh, by the way, it was so big, I had to delete it. And Fox is running with it. I'm sorry. I think
completely
it's irresponsible.
Completely
Terrible.
Irresponsible. We'll get a lot of clicks. We'll get a lot of traffic if we do it.
Yeah. Well,
completely irresponsible.
It is what it is. NBC had the story last year, and they sat on it. I hate to say it. That's what they should have done.
Right.
Got a break here. Top of the hour. Lots to get into. WIBX Utica Rome. It is 8 o'clock.